law of polarity and the law of rhythm. So, the law of polarity, in a nutshell, is when we look at what we don't have, wish we have. So, for instance, I want to have financial security. The law of polarity says that I live in scarcity. That's what you're saying subconsciously to your mind. You're saying, I don't live in a financial abundant situation. I don't have security. I don't have financial security. I don't have finances. You see, we string words together, but our brain doesn't. So our brain hears don't, it hears abundant, it hears I want. So it doesn't hear I have or this is my experience. So it automatically generates a law of polarity. So in order for me to demonstrate this, I have to say to you, for you to understand that you're cold, you could walk into a room, somebody's got the air conditioning on, you don't really like air conditioning, and you're like, oh my gosh, it's so cold here. That's only because you understand what it's like to be hot or warm, right? Therefore, you're saying it's cold, which is basically you're saying it's not hot. I don't feel comfortable. I'm not warm. This is uncomfortable for me. I don't like this. And the same thing is the law of rhythm. So the law of rhythm says that there will always be polarity. And once you understand there's polarity, you'll understand that you have to have, this is the law of one. You have to have one experience. You can't have one without the other. You can't have cold without hot. You can't have wealth without scarcity. You can't have abundance without lack of abundance, because you can't, for instance, if everything in the world was red, absolutely everything, you, the plants, the water, food, everything was red, the color red would not exist. Sit with that for a second. Why would the color red not exist if absolutely everything that we have always known and ever known and always will be and always have been red? Because we don't know it to be anything else. There's no polarity to it. So therefore, it wouldn't be red. It would just be it is what it is. And so once you understand the law of rhythm, which is the example I've learned is a swing. If you're on a swing and somebody said to you, when you swing forward, that's the best. That's where you want to be. You want to be swinging forward. That is such an amazing feeling to swing forward. Swinging backwards, not so good. Don't really like that so much. Not the best place to be. Therefore, what you want to do, what you might end up doing is pushing yourself forward on the swing and then stopping yourself at mid swing at the neutral state where you started, and then you're going to flow yourself forward and stop. Eventually, that's going to cause you some sort of pain, and you're not going to have freedom, right? You're not going to have freedom just to flow back and forth and just let inertia sort of take control over itself. You're going to end up just constantly having to stop yourself. And that takes work and strength and effort, and possibly could give you some sore calf muscles after a while. So that's the law of rhythm. The law of rhythm is that if you go forward, you must go backwards. And you must have that polarity of forward and backwards. And you can't avoid it. You can't escape it. It's just a reality. But once you understand, also the greatest parable is a farmer. So a farmer says he has a son and he has some horses on his farm. And his son takes out his horses on a regular basis. And everyone says, it's so wonderful that you have a son to help you with the farm and help you with the horse. And the farmer says, maybe. One day his son takes out the horse, and the horse goes a bit wild and bucks off the farmer's son. The horse takes off, and the farmer's son breaks his leg. Everybody in the village goes, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. How unfortunate it is for you, not only to have lost your horse, but for your son to have broken his leg. Maybe. Then one day the horse came back. Everybody's like, oh, I'm so happy your horse came back. Maybe. And then the army came in, and they wanted to take all the young men to become a soldier, and all the people lost their young men that were sons. But they didn't take his son because he had a broken leg. And everyone said, oh, how wonderful that your son was able to not be taken from the army. And he said, maybe. So the lesson there is that you don't really know. And this is what's called faith. And if this is what religion teaches us, or the God, or the Jesus, is to have faith. In Buddhism, it teaches you to just accept the now. In Christianity or other types of religions, it's asking you to just have faith of the unknown, of you don't know what's going to happen with this. But when we sit in a place of anxiety or place of lack, then we literally create through words in our head the negative effects that could happen. We're creating it, right? So I want you to sit with that for a second. If you need to turn this off for a moment, sit with it, take notes. But this is how I work with my clients when they're in a manifesting stage or when they're at a stage of panic. The future and the past do not exist. That's a reality. It might be in your favor to listen to this over and over again. I hope it helps. Namaste.